Wow, that took a long time to get all those on there. So I would suggest maybe you use some different colored pens or pencils and do everything like I did. So I did all the radians in orange, and I did all the degrees in blue. I did all the coordinates in green. And then if you notice over here to the side, I have your special right triangles, and they're labeled such that the hypotenuse is 1, so you can see where those legs came from, which generate all the coordinates on the unit circle. So you need to pause the video because I'm about to erase this. Okay, a few more things that you might need to remember. And on these, if you think you know these and you don't need to write them down, you don't need to write down the other stuff. So I just put it there for people to remember. Okay. So here's a few more things. Arc length formula, S equals r theta. So S stands for arc length. R, of course, is the radius of your circle, and theta is measured in radians only. And then your sine curve and your cosine curve, which when I looked at your work today for the cosine graphs, everyone seemed to remember, so that was good. Moving on. Before you go any further, pause the video and see if you can answer these questions before I reveal the answers. Okay, so I would expect that you probably got all those right. Moving on to number 2. Okay, so the sign is 1 at pi over 2, and then every another circle around. So 2 pi would be another circle, and k just tells me how many times I circle around. Try the next one by yourself. Cosine is -1 at pi, and then I would have to circle around all the way around again, so another 2 pi k. Try the next one. If cosine is -1, then sine will also be -1 because it's the reciprocal. The reciprocal of -1 is -1. And sine is -1 at 3 pi over 2, and then every revolution around. Try the next one. So tangent's a little bit different because it repeats every 180 degrees, and that's all because of the fact that in the quadrants, it alternates from being positive to negative to positive to negative. So the ones that are 180 degrees apart, so these here, it'll generate again in those quadrants, and then same thing here. So that's why on tangent being -1, it's happening every half of a circle. I don't have to go all the way around. I can only go halfway, and then the answers repeat. Try the next one. Of course, if secant's 1, then cosine is also 1 because they're reciprocals, and the cosine is 1 at 0 or 2 pi. So I could just write 0 plus 2 pi k or just 2 pi k. Try the next one. So cotangent is -1 means that tangent is -1. And I can go back up and look at this answer in red because I just did when is tangent -1. Okay, see you on the next set of notes. Pause the video, try to find the answer to 3A through D. Double check your answers, you should have all of those correct. Pause, and I'm going to put up the next set of answers for number 4. So check your answers. Notice that I generated the 12 for the last leg using Pythagorean theorem on this triangle. Theta is acute, which means it has to be less than 90, so it has to be in first quadrant. And of course I used all the reciprocals for the reciprocal functions. Okay, try the next one. Okay, check your answers, see how you did. So I found the hypotenuse using Pythagorean theorem, and then I just used all my trig functions. Pretty straightforward. Okay, see if you can graph the next one before you peek. Okay guys, so it looked like your graphs were doing pretty good today. This is the way I teach the graphing. I do a 5-point method, so I teach the kids that you draw a little postage stamp. You know that sine curve looks like this, which means it has 3 intercepts, and then a max and a min. So if I'm flipping that, obviously I'll do the min and then the max in that order. The amplitude, of course, is the absolute value of that number in front. That's your A. The phase shift, you set the parentheses equal to 0, and solve. And the period is 2 pi over b, b being that number in front. And then I start at the phase shift, I end at period plus phase shift, and I just make those 5 points that I pointed out on this upper graph up here at the top. So hopefully that helps you remember. Okay, see you on the next video.